I've been thinking a lot lately about how quickly life can change without anyone noticing. Change doesn't announce itself. It doesn't knock on your door politely and say, "Excuse me, may I enter?" Change walks in through the back, sits at your table, and by the time you realize it's here, it has already rearranged the furniture. That's what's happening right now with technology. It's happening so fast that most people can't see it. They are living inside the change, while believing that the world is still what it was yesterday. They're making plans based on assumptions that no longer exist. They're comfortable. They're confident. They don't realize the ground is already moving beneath their feet. And by the time they notice, it will be too late to react. There's a reason revolutions always surprise people. They begin quietly. Before electricity became obvious, it was a novelty. Before the internet changed everything, it was something academics used. Before smartphones ruled the world, they were considered toys. People underestimate the beginning of revolutions because they look small, unimpressive, fragile. They expect a revolution to roar, but revolutions whisper. They arrive slowly, then suddenly. They begin with curious minds, experimenting in silence while the rest of the world sleeps. And when the world wakes up, it discovers that everything has changed. Artificial intelligence is not coming. It is here. It has already entered the room. It is already at the table. It is already rearranging things. Most people think AI is a feature. They think it's a tool. They think it's something you add to your workflow. But AI is not a tool. AI is a force. It is a new layer of reality. It will shape how we work, how we think, how we make decisions, how we build, how we learn, how we live. It won't do it slowly. It will do it faster than any technological transformation we've ever experienced. Faster than electricity. Faster than electricity. Faster than the automobile. Faster than the internet. For most of human history, progress was linear. You added one step after another. It took centuries to go from horses to steam engines. It took decades to go from steam engines to cars. It took decades to go from cars to airplanes. But intelligence is not linear. Intelligence compounds. Intelligence accelerates. Intelligence builds upon itself. We have created machines that learn, and machines that learn will create better machines. We have crossed a threshold. The world is no longer being pushed forward by human hands alone. We are being pushed by something else now. Something that never gets tired, never loses focus, never stops learning. And the speed of that learning is terrifying if you're not ready for it. The world will change faster than you can react. That sentence is not meant to intimidate. It is meant to wake you up. Every month, new breakthroughs appear. Every month, old limitations fall away. Every month, something that was impossible becomes normal. The distance between imagination and execution is shrinking. Creativity is accelerating. Discovery is accelerating. Production is accelerating. Every profession, every industry, every skill is being transformed. Not slowly, not predictably, but like a dam cracking. At first, a drip, then a stream, then a flood. The thing most people don't understand is that AI doesn't just make us faster. It changes what is possible. We are not making the same things faster. We are making new things entirely. Entire industries that seemed stable a year ago are already at risk. Entire categories of work are being reinvented. Entire business models are being replaced. This isn't because machines are taking over. It's because humans with machines are doing things humans without machines cannot. That difference will grow. That gap will widen. And the people caught in the middle will feel like the world passed them by overnight. Whenever I speak to people about AI, they ask, "Isn't this dangerous?" And I tell them the truth. Everything powerful is dangerous. Fire was dangerous. Electricity was dangerous. Cars were dangerous. The internet was dangerous. But we learned to use them. They expanded our lives. They expanded our capabilities. AI will do the same. The danger is not AI itself. The danger is falling behind while others use it. The danger is insisting that the world stay the same. The danger is clinging to what worked yesterday while the future moves on. Most people are using the wrong strategy. They think safety comes from resisting change. They hold tightly to familiarity. They repeat the same skills, the same habits, the same beliefs, hoping the world will slow down for them. But the world has never slowed down for anyone. The world rewards those who move toward change, not away from it. Comfort is a trap. The people who will thrive are not the ones who are comfortable today. They are the ones who are curious today. They are the ones who ask questions. They are the ones who learn. They are the ones who adapt. I think often about how slow technology used to be. You could see it coming. You had time. If you were born in 1950, the world you retired into looked a lot like the world you were born into. You could spend an entire career doing one thing. You could master a skill and expect that skill to support you your entire life. That world is gone. Today, a person can learn a skill at age 20 and discover at 30 that the world no longer needs it. If you cling to a single skill, a single role, a single identity, you will break, not because you are weak, but because the world is moving faster than any individual can stand still against. The only safe strategy is learning. The only career that matters now is continually reinventing yourself. The idea that education ends when school ends is a relic. The world does not reward static knowledge. The world rewards fluid knowledge. The world rewards the person who keeps learning, keeps adapting, keeps evolving. That is what AI demands from us. Not fear, not paralysis, learning, exploration, creativity, curiosity. Those who embrace this will be unstoppable. Those who ignore it will feel like the world ran past them in the night. Every generation has a moment when the future arrives. Most people miss it. They see it only in retrospect. They say, I wish I had known. I wish I had invested. I wish I had acted. They were alive when the moment happened, but they were asleep. They were distracted. They thought the world would wait. It didn't. It never does. The world is changing faster than you can react. But it is not changing faster than you can prepare. You may not be able to react to every shift, every development, every breakthrough. But you can prepare your mind. You can prepare your habits. You can prepare your life. You can cultivate curiosity, flexibility, courage. Those qualities are what will matter, not certainty, not prediction, not prediction. The future does not belong to the one who knows exactly what will happen. The future belongs to the one who is ready for anything. When people say they are afraid of the future, what they are really afraid of is losing control. They don't fear AI itself. They fear uncertainty. They fear not knowing what will happen. They fear that their place in the world might disappear. They fear becoming irrelevant. But here is the paradox. The world has always been uncertain. The difference now is simply that uncertainty is arriving faster. Change used to come like seasons. You could see it approaching from a distance. Now it comes like weather in the mountains, sudden and violent. One moment the sky is clear, the next a storm. This is why so many people freeze. They are waiting for clarity. They are waiting for instructions. They are waiting for someone to tell them what to do. But revolutions do not give instructions. Revolutions are confusing, chaotic, messy. By the time everything becomes clear, the opportunity is gone. The future rewards the one who moves first, not the one who waits for certainty. The future belongs to the one who says, I don't know exactly what will happen, but I will learn, I will experiment, I will adapt. The reason most people will be caught unprepared is simple. They are still thinking in the old world. They think AI is something separate, something special, something distant. They don't understand that AI is becoming invisible. It will disappear into everything, just like electricity. Nobody wakes up today and says, I'm going to use electricity. They simply turn on the lights, open the refrigerator, drive. Electricity has merged into life. AI will do the same. It will blend into every industry, every product, every service, every decision. The world will not be divided into companies that use AI and companies that don't. The world will be divided into companies that are built around AI and companies that no longer exist. This is what people miss when they look at technology. They think it's about software. But technology is not about tools. Technology is about leverage. It multiplies what humans can do. It gives ordinary people extraordinary capabilities. A single individual with AI will be able to do what used to require entire teams. One person with the right tools will outperform groups of people without them. That is not science fiction. That is already happening right now. A designer with AI can produce a full marketing campaign in a day. A programmer with AI can write software faster than entire departments used to. A researcher with AI can access insights that previously took months. The world is tilting toward those who learn how to use leverage. The question that matters most is this: who will adapt? The answer is not the smartest, not the most educated, not the ones with the highest IQ. Adaptation has never been about intelligence. It has always been about behavior. The people who will rise in this new world are the ones who are willing to change how they think, the ones who do not cling to identity, the ones who say, I can learn this, I can grow, I can be something new. The world does not reward the rigid. It rewards the flexible. I think about how many people still resist technology. They say, AI can't do my job. They say, my industry is safe. They say, this is just hype. What they really mean is, I hope this isn't real, because if it is real, I will have to change. But reality does not ask for permission. It does not pause because someone is uncomfortable. It does not stop because someone wished it would. Reality arrives. You can ride the wave or you can be crushed by it, but the wave does not care. The key to surviving rapid change is not predicting the future. Nobody can predict the future consistently. The key is building the ability to adapt faster than change arrives. The world is no longer slow enough for 10-year plans. The world is moving cycles of months, not decades. The most valuable skill today is speed of learning, not knowledge. Knowledge becomes obsolete. What matters is learning how to learn, how to learn, how to learn, how to relearn. This is what separates the 1% who will thrive from the 99% who will struggle. People ask, what should I learn? And I tell them the truth. It almost doesn't matter what you learn if you learn how to learn fast. The future will change many times. The tools will change. The platforms will change. The jobs will change. What remains is the ability to adapt. The world used to reward experts. Today, it rewards explorers. The world used to reward stability. Today, it rewards agility. The world used to reward answers. Today, it rewards questions. There is another reason the world will change faster than people can react: networks. For most of history, change spread slowly because humans were disconnected. Ideas took years to travel. Knowledge moved slow. But now we are connected. Ideas spread globally in hours. A breakthrough in one lab can be replicated around the world the same day. A discovery in one company becomes a movement across industries. The speed of innovation is not just driven by machines, it is driven by billions of minds connected together. We have become a collective intelligence. This is why AI is not just another technology. It is a multiplier of human intelligence across a global network. What used to take years now takes months. What used to take months now takes days. What used to take days now takes hours. This acceleration is not temporary. It is structural. It is built into the system. Every breakthrough leads to the next one faster. Every improvement makes the next improvement easier. We are building staircases that climb themselves. People underestimate. They think the future will arrive in a straight line. They do not understand exponential curves. Humans are not built to understand exponential change. Our intuition is linear. We expect tomorrow to look like today, only slightly different. But exponential change is deceptive. At first it looks small, insignificant, easy to ignore. Then suddenly, it erupts. One day you wake up and realize that everything has changed, and you cannot trace back the moment when it happened. You can only see the aftermath. The most painful part is this. By the time people realize what is happening, it will be obvious. It will be everywhere. Everyone will talk about it. Everyone will say, of course, this was inevitable. But by then, the early opportunity will be gone. The wealth will have been created. The positions will have been taken. The advantage will belong to those who were paying attention early. Only 1% will see it in time, not because they are geniuses, but because they are awake. The future will not reward the one who waits for instructions. It will reward the one who acts while others hesitate. Those who prepare now will be ready. They will move with the wave, not against it. They will build, invest, learn, adapt. They will treat uncertainty not as a threat, but as an opening. Every revolution looks terrifying from the outside and obvious from the inside. The key is to get inside before the door closes. There is a moment in every transformation when the old world still looks strong, even though its foundation has already cracked. The buildings are still standing. The routines still exist. People still show up to work, still follow the same rules, still cling to the same assumptions. From the outside, everything looks normal. But beneath the surface, everything is weakening. That is where we are right now. The world still looks familiar, but it is not. The world still feels stable, but it isn't. We are living inside a structure that is quietly collapsing and quietly rebuilding itself at the same time. People are walking through their lives unaware that the systems around them are becoming outdated faster than they can update their thinking. Schools are preparing children for jobs that will not exist. Universities are teaching subjects that will be irrelevant. Companies are built on business models that will no longer work. Governments are writing policies for a world that is vanishing. The reason this feels invisible is because collapse does not announce itself. Collapse happens slowly, then suddenly. One morning it becomes clear that the old world is gone. When I look at most people, I see comfort disguised as confidence. They believe their jobs are secure. They believe their industries are stable. They believe their skills will protect them. But this belief is based on a world that no longer matches reality. The jobs that used to be safe are now vulnerable. The industries that used to be predictable are now volatile. The skills that used to be valuable are now common. The world is moving, and most people are standing still. The hardest truth to accept is that nothing is guaranteed anymore. Being smart is not enough. Being hardworking is not enough. Being loyal to your profession is not enough. The world rewards relevance, not history. You are not paid for what you used to know. You are paid for what you can continue to learn. You are paid for what you can create. You are paid for your adaptability. Flexibility has become the new intelligence. I often hear people say, "I'll start learning later when I have time." But there is never time. Time does not appear. Time is taken. The world is not slowing down to give anyone space to catch up. If you are not learning today, you are already falling behind. If you wait until change becomes obvious, change will have already passed you. Preparation is not something you begin when you feel ready. Preparation is something you begin because you know the future won't wait. One of the greatest illusions is believing that change will be gradual. People say, "We have 10 years before this replaces our jobs." They are wrong. They think they have a decade because they do not understand compounding. They do not understand acceleration. They do not understand that progress speeds up. The change that takes 10 years to begin will take 1 year to finish. The gap between innovation and adoption is shrinking. The first step is slow. The second step is fast. The third step is instant. The real danger is not losing jobs. The real danger is losing identity. People define themselves by what they do. I am a lawyer, I am a teacher, I am a programmer. But when the world changes, those identities become fragile. When a profession disappears, people feel like they disappear with it. That is why change feels threatening. It is not the work they fear losing, it is themselves. The solution is not clinging to identity, but expanding it. You are not your job. You are your ability to adapt, your ability to contribute, your ability to learn. That is the part of you the future needs. The most important shift happening right now is not technological. It is psychological. The people who will thrive are not the ones who know the most. They are the ones who can handle uncertainty. They are the ones who can stay calm when the world is chaotic. They are the ones who can say, I will figure it out. Anxiety is the enemy of adaptation. Curiosity is the ally. The world does not belong to the most fearful. It belongs to the most curious. The dangerous belief is that the future is something that happens to us, that we are passengers, that we are spectators. But the future is built by those who participate. Every day, people are building new products, new systems, new companies, new industries. They are not waiting for permission. They are not waiting for guarantees. They are not waiting for someone to explain what comes next. They are experimenting. They are taking small steps. They are failing and learning and trying again. The world will not punish them for failing. The world will reward them for trying. There is a moment coming soon when millions of people will look around and realize the world has changed, and they did nothing to prepare. They will ask, when did this happen? The answer will be, while you were comfortable. While you were certain, while you believed you had time. The tragedy is not that people will be surprised. The tragedy is that they could have acted, but they didn't. Not because they were incapable, not because they were unqualified, but because they didn't believe change required them to move. We are entering a time where reaction is not enough. By the time you react, the window of opportunity will be closed. You can only prepare. You can only anticipate. Preparation is not knowing the exact future. Preparation is building a mind that can handle whatever comes. You cannot predict what will change, but you can prepare who you will be when it changes. That is what matters. The world will change faster than you can react, but it will not change faster than you can adapt. The difference is whether you decide to start now, not tomorrow, not when it becomes obvious, now. Because every revolution rewards early movers, the ones who see the shift before the crowd, the ones who begin when everyone else is still sleeping, the ones who take small steps every day, the ones who wake up and see the world clearly. There is something remarkable that happens at the beginning of every major shift in history. The signals are loud, but the audience is sleeping. The world whispers before it screams. The patterns are visible, but only to the few who are awake. Right now, the signals are everywhere. You can see them if you step back from your routine, if you silence the noise, if you look with curiosity instead of fear. The news is not in the headlines. The news is in what the headlines ignore. A factory announces layoffs and people think that is the story. It is not. The story is that those jobs are never coming back. Not because of recession, not because of politics, but because of automation. A school introduces new technology and people think it is about convenience. It is not. It is about replacing entire categories of work. A small startup launches a product that seems trivial and people laugh. But the next year, that trivial idea becomes an industry. The world does not change with permission. The world changes through momentum. Every revolution begins quietly. Electricity did not arrive with a parade. The internet did not arrive with a warning. Smartphones did not arrive with instructions. At first, they seem like toys. They seem like hobbies. They seem like luxuries. Then one day, they're oxygen. That is how this will happen. People think they have time because nothing dramatic is happening. But revolutions do not look dramatic until they are complete. When the world changes, it always feels sudden. You wake up and everything is different. But the work has been happening for years while nobody was paying attention. The most underestimated force in the world is compounding. Not just financial compounding. Knowledge compounds. Technology compounds. Opportunities compound. A person who learns a little every day becomes a different person in 5 years. A technology that improves a little every week becomes unstoppable in 10 years. A company that grows slowly at first becomes dominant suddenly. When you watch a graph of exponential growth, it looks flat for a long time. Then it curves upward. The curve is coming. Most people are still looking at the flat line. I think about the questions people will ask in 5 years. They will ask, why didn't anyone tell us? But they were told. They will ask, why didn't we see it? But it was visible. They will ask, why didn't we act? And the answer will be uncomfortable. Because action was inconvenient. Because the future did not fit their schedule. Because they thought change would wait. Opportunity does not wait. It does not knock politely. It moves forward with or without you. There is a mindset that becomes fatal during revolutions. It is the belief that experience guarantees safety, that age equals wisdom, that the past is a reliable guide. In normal times, experience is valuable. In times of transformation, experience becomes a blindfold. The world is not asking, what have you done? The world is asking, what can you learn? The advantage belongs to the learner, not the expert. To the curious, not the comfortable. To the flexible, not the rigid. People who adapt early do not adapt because they are smarter. They adapt because they are listening. They adapt because they are humble. They adapt because they are willing to be wrong. They adapt because they are not trying to defend their identity. They are trying to build a new one. The most dangerous sentence in the world is, that's not how we do things here. The world is not asking for permission to change how things are done. The world is changing anyway. There is an interesting pattern I have seen in every era of disruption. In the beginning, the people who move first look foolish. They invest time in skills that seem unnecessary. They build projects that seem irrelevant. They talk about ideas that seem unrealistic. The crowd laughs. The crowd doubts. The crowd ignores. Then one day the crowd wakes up and realizes the world belongs to those fools. Every great opportunity begins looking like a mistake. We are entering a time where advantage does not come from controlling resources. It comes from controlling direction. The direction of your learning, the direction of your curiosity, the direction of your energy, the direction of your habits. The person who learns every day is unstoppable. They may not see progress immediately, but progress is happening. Every page read, every tool learned, every idea explored, every experiment tried. The future belongs to those who are building momentum. The world will change faster than you can react, but it will change exactly as fast as you prepare. Preparation is not dramatic. It is quiet. It is consistent. It is daily. The winners of the next decade are not waiting for an announcement. They are not hoping for a guarantee. They are not asking for a clear path. They are building the path. They are showing up every day and doing something that compounds. There is a line that divides the future. On one side are the people who say, it's too early. On the other side are the people who act. The ones who act will look lucky. They will look like they knew something secret, but they did not know the future. They just knew that standing still was not an option. They just knew that learning was better than waiting. They just knew that the future arrives gradually, and then all at once. When the world changes, they will not be surprised. They will be ready. Because readiness is not an accident. Readiness is a decision. Readiness is saying, I will pay attention. I will adapt. I will move. The world is not slowing down. The world is accelerating. The question is not whether you can catch up. The question is whether you can begin. If you are waiting for the world to change before you take action, you will always be too late. The world is already changing. Every day, quietly, relentlessly. The only choice is whether you change with it.